Welcome back to NetRush Report, your home for the stories behind the matches, the drama behind the points, and the passion that makes tennis more than just a game. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss a deep dive into the world of sports. The US Open is the final stop in the tennis calendar's major journey, the loudest, wildest, and most unpredictable Grand Slam of them all. This year, anticipation is through the roof. Two champions stand on the brink of something historic. But history isn't easy to conquer here. The last man to defend a US Open title? Roger Federer in 2008. The last woman? Serena Williams in 2014. That's how brutal New York can be. Now enter Jannik and Aryna Sabalenka. Both champions. Both dominant. Both hungry. But only one of them might walk away with the crown again. So let's dig in. Sinner's 2025 season has been nothing short of extraordinary. Record: 31 wins, 4 losses. Titles: Australian Open and Wimbledon. Consistency: deep runs in every tournament he's entered. Signature win: avenging his French Open heartbreak against Carlos Alcaraz at Wimbledon. What's most impressive about Sinner isn't just the titles, it's the aura. He no longer plays as the young talent trying to prove himself. He plays as a man who knows he belongs at the very top. At Roland Garros, he had Alcaraz on the ropes. 3 championship points. The chance to complete his career-defining moment. And yet, it slipped away. But champions don't stay down. At Wimbledon, he faced the same opponent and turned heartbreak into triumph. That's mental toughness. Looking at his path. Early rounds: Vit Capriva, Alexei Popyrin, manageable. Third round: Denis Shapovalov, inconsistent. Fourth round: Tommy Paul, not at his best since injury. Quarterfinal: likely Draper or Musetti, but both coming off injuries. Semifinal: Alexander Zverev or Alex de Minaur, tough, but winnable. Final: the big one, Carlos Alcaraz or Novak Djokovic. Sinner's draw is friendly. He likely won't face a real challenge until the quarterfinals. That's a luxury in New York. Against Djokovic, Sinner has won their last 5 meetings. He owns this rivalry right now. Against Alcaraz, it's a rivalry of equals. Fire versus ice. Every match is a war. Bottom line, Sinner is not just defending a title. He's defending the era he's building. Now, let's talk Aryna Sabalenka. Her season has been a roller coaster. Record: 50 wins, 10 losses. Titles: 3, including Miami and Madrid. Grand Slam story: runner-up at Roland Garros, semi-finalist at Wimbledon, finalist at the Australian Open. She's made deep runs, but she hasn't lifted a slam this year. The US Open is her last chance to change that. Lost to Madison Keys in the Australian Open final. Lost to Coco Gauff in the French Open final. Lost to Amanda Anisimova in the Wimbledon semi-final. That's 3 crushing defeats in huge moments. Each one chips away at confidence. Her path is treacherous. Early rounds: Rebecca Mazarova, Polina Kudermetova should win. Third round: Leylah Fernandez, crowd favorite, giant killer, already beaten Sabalenka in New York before. Fourth round: Clara Tauson, who already has a win against her this season. Quarterfinal: Elena Rybakina, her toughest rival right now, who has beaten her 5 of the last 6 hardcourt matches. Semifinal: Jessica Pegula or Mira Andreeva, dangerous, especially the teenager Andreeva, who beat her in Indian Wells. Final: Swiatek or Gauff, the 2 players she least wants to see. This draw is brutal. There are landmines everywhere. Sabalenka's rivalries. Against Rybakina, she trails badly on hard courts. Against Swiatek, always a battle, but Swiatek is in form. Against Gauff, painful. Gauff beat her here in 2023 and again at Roland Garros this year. Both times from a set down. The mental scars are real. So, who has the better shot? White heavy checkmark Sinner has the easier draw. White heavy checkmark Sinner is mentally stronger right now. White heavy checkmark Sinner's rivals are either injured or out of form, except Alcaraz. Meanwhile, crossmark Sabalenka has a minefield of tough opponents. Crossmark her biggest rivals, Rybakina, Swiatek, and Gauff, are all in great form. Crossmark her slam heartbreaks this year could weigh heavy. When you lay it out, the Italians' chances look far stronger. But tennis is tennis, and New York is chaos. This isn't just about winning a title. It's about legacy. For Sinner, Back-to-back U.S. Opens would signal the start of a dynasty. It would put him firmly ahead of Alcaraz in the race for tennis supremacy. It would make him the man to beat heading into 2026. For Sabalenka, a title here would silence critics. It would prove she's not just a powerhouse, but a consistent slam legend. It would erase the pain of 3 near misses this season. Both players are carrying more than just rackets. They're carrying destiny. If we're being logical, Sinner has the better chance to defend. Sabalenka's road looks too treacherous. But in sports, logic doesn't always win. In the city that never sleeps, sometimes it's the one who refuses to break, who thrives in chaos, that emerges victorious. So when the US Open begins, keep your eyes on both. Because history is either about to repeat itself or be rewritten. That's all for today's deep dive on Jannik Sinner versus Aryna Sabalenka at the US Open 2025. Who do you think is more likely to defend their title in New York? Drop your predictions in the comments. We'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to White Heavy Checkmark hit that like button. White Heavy Checkmark subscribe to Netrush Report. White Heavy Checkmark and ring the bell so you never miss another deep dive. This is Netrush Report, where the stories of sport come alive. Until next time, stay passionate, stay curious, and stay in the game.